Okay, I'm not going to full on demonstrate this. We're just going to kind of talk through it. But washing dishes is a really fun activity, and you can make this kind of as complex or as simplistic as you need to for the age group of your kids. So, full blown dishwashing stations in Children's House would include a wash, a rinse, and then a drying rack. So that's kind of the ideal would be to get to where they do wash. They understand that this is not supposed to have a lot of bubbles in it because we're rinsing it off, and then they get to dry over here. So these kind of scrub brushes are great for actual washing dishes. I mean, I literally have something similar at home that I use to wash dishes if I need to by hand. But the process of setup, again, is going to look different depending on what the children are capable of. So in Children's House, you would have pitchers. They could go to the sink, fill up the pitchers, put like 3 different things of pitcher, water, 3 pitchers full of water.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm trying to say? Yeah, there we go. Into each container, getting warm water so that it's pleasant to wash dishes with. Put all of their dirty dishes. They actually, when we used to do self-serve snack, this would be the next step in the snack process where they would eat snack and then they'd have like little ramekins that they would get dirty while they're eating snack. And then they would come over to the dishwashing station and wash it, rinse it, dry it, and put it away. So it's like the full-blown process of completing that activity, which is really cool. And then pretty much any of the food prep activities that they do in the classroom that would dirty dishes, they would go to the dishwashing station to complete that activity by cleaning the materials that they used. So you'll show them how in this water we're going to wash all sides of the material. You want to have kind of a full set of plates, cup, silverware, like all the things for them to wash. And then when they're done with each thing, we're going to put it in here, just rinse it off real quick, and then put it into our drying rack. And then when they're all done with all of their materials and everything sitting in the drying rack, then we'll have a towel that they actually finish drying all the materials, and then there's like a storage place underneath, or if it came from a material on the shelf, they could put those materials away.
That's cool.
So the full-blown process would be that. If you're working with infants, we'd go back to kind of what we talked about in the first night of class, where we give them just a bucket of water where they can explore all of these materials. So we're not really necessarily washing them. They'll have soap in there. You might give them a sponge to be able to just scrub, or to be able to squeeze, or pouring water. So all of those activities we talked about so far in dealing with water work can be done with infants in a dishwashing tub. So with toddlers, the step that you would probably want to add is either probably just the drying aspect. You might not get to the rinsing tub. So you might just like wash it off and then put it over here where it's kind of still sudsy, and then they get to dry it off.
Yeah.
But if you can get to the point where they're capable of handling 2 tubs where they're transferring materials from one to the other without pouring water all over the place, then you could do that process too. A couple of things to keep in mind with this: definitely aprons for everybody involved, and then some sort of a floor covering underneath where they're doing it. At a normal eating table is totally fine to set up your dishwashing station if you don't have an actual station in your classroom. So like the Twos room and Children's House all have an actual dishwashing station, but it's okay. It's not necessary to have a designated area where that stays out all the time. They can just do it at the table.
Okay.
But it is definitely best done if they can do it in a standing position versus sitting down, because like when you're over the top of it manipulating it, you're going to do a lot less spilling.
Yeah.
As long as they can handle not like taking things and running away in the classroom with them. Any questions about dishwashing?
No.